begin. Yeah. Come walk in my shoes. I done paid all my dues. I got something to prove. All in, nothing to lose. I was born for this. From day one I wanted it. We come too far to quit. Ain't no stopping it. I was born for this. From day one I wanted it. We come too far to quit. Ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping it. Let the games begin.
Very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sawyer Center as Southern Nazarene and Harding set to do battle here in the next couple of minutes. If you missed it earlier, the women won a thrilling game over the Bison, 60-55, and Phil, not exactly looking like we'll have the same excitement here tonight as SNU comes in 22-4 this season. Harding comes into tonight's game 5-19. They've lost 15 straight games. They are second to last in the conference. Really have just struggled with injuries all season long, and it's just a tough sledding for the Bison this year.
Yeah, just like you said, not quite expecting the same kind of action and excitement that we saw in the game just a few minutes ago. Bison really struggling this season. As you said, some key injuries for the team this year is really hurting them and holding them back, and they just have not been able to overcome them. 15 straight losses for the team right now, and now all of a sudden you turn around, you got to face the #1 team in the conference here at the Sawyer Center. That's going to be tough for the Bison to overcome, so don't fully expect this one to be as exciting, but still, if you are the Storm, you got to stay focused and keep going forward and keep driving that chemistry upwards as we move towards conference tournament play.
SNU has seen the offense tick up in the past couple of games. 5 straight games they've averaged over a point per possession, and that includes a loss here a couple weeks back to Southeastern. And Phil, what's been the key for the SNU offense kind of picking up the pace here as the season goes along?
One of the things that we've seen for this offense, something they've struggled with all season has been three-point shooting, but we're starting to see that kick up a little bit over the last couple of weeks. What's really been a big part of this offense is the ball movement has allowed it to be open. People starting to pass up good shots for great shots, for better shots. That's been huge for this offense. Just keeping the ball movement, the unselfish play is really what makes an offense click, and we're starting to see that more and more from this Southern Nazarene University team as their chemistry and their understanding of one another has grown throughout the season.
The SNU team finish up their warm-ups with their traditional dunk fest. Just a reminder that our very own Quaylen Newton has been nominated to participate in the State Farm three-point and dunk contest. That will be held at the Final Four. That will be the Friday before the Saturday games at the Final Four in Minneapolis this year. But in order for him to be there, we need your votes. So darkhorsedunker.com is the website, and they're doing a 16-man bracket, and we'll have each week the leading vote getter will advance to the next round, and right now Quaylen Newton in the lead in his early first-round matchup. So go on there. You can log on and vote once per day per device. So if you've got a laptop, a tablet, a phone, a desktop computer, vote on all of them. We want to see Quaylen Newton and his highlight reel dunks get to Minneapolis and represent SNU. And if you've watched SNU over the years, Phil, you know that Quaylen Newton can get some air.
Absolutely. You know, if you watching this season, just in this season, but throughout his career, he's got some ups. You know, only 6'3", but whenever you watch him get up, he does not look like he is 6'3", flying above the rim with the way he does. Incredible athleticism, and he's certainly someone we want to see in that dunk contest. So absolutely, get out your phones right now, start voting. If you're on your computer, open another tab and get those votes in for Quaylen, as we want to see him in Minneapolis here in a few weeks.
Starting lineups for both teams. First for Harding. First up, number 3, Reggie Anthony, 6'1" senior guard from Memphis, Tennessee. Number 21, Colin Hale, 6'2" junior guard from Aransas Pass, Texas. He's a Texas A&M Corpus Christi transfer. Number 23, Roman Martin, 5'11" redshirt freshman guard from Bryant, Arkansas. Number 34, Adam Horn, 6'6" junior forward from Jonesboro, Arkansas. And number 44, J.P. Brandon, 6'5" sophomore forward from Fayetteville, Arkansas. For SNU, number 3, junior guard Micah Spate, 5'10" from Oklahoma City and Putnam City North. Number 11 in the conference in scoring, number 2 in steals, and number 4 in assists per game. Number 15, Zach Johnson, 6' senior guard from Mansfield, Texas. He's number 9 in the conference at steals at 1.5 per game. Number 22, Quaylen Newton, senior guard, 6'3" from Bryan, Texas. First double-double of the season on Saturday against Southwestern. He had 12 points and 12 rebounds to go along with 3 blocks and 3 assists. Number 25, Jonathan Dunn, 6'4" junior guard from San Antonio, Texas. He's number 5 in the conference in scoring at 18 points per game, number 5 in free throw percentage, and number 5 in steals. And manning the middle, number 32, Noah Starkey, 6'11" senior from Hutchinson, Kansas. 15 points per game, 7.8 rebounds per game, and has 53 blocks for this season, is tops in the conference. He's also top 10 in points, and top 5 in rebounds and field goal percentage. Phil, for SNU tonight, another opportunity to continue to get ready for the postseason, something that SNU clearly, obviously wants to get back to, and a good opportunity to do that here tonight against Harding. In the conference standings, with a win tonight and a Southeastern win over Southern Arkansas, SNU would clinch at least a share of the Great American Conference regular season title. So we'll have to wait until at least Saturday to clinch it outright. But it could, by the end of the night, SNU could claim a second straight Great American Conference regular season title. Yeah, and that's certainly big for this team. Seeing them battle throughout the season, you know, coming off that Great American Conference title last year, certainly have a target on their back coming into this season. Teams are going to give them their best shot, and Storm been able to overcome that for the most part throughout the season. Just the 4 losses coming into tonight, just 3 in conference play. So you've seen them be able to overcome that challenge that they've seen from other teams wanting to take them out, and a great opportunity, just as you said tonight, to an opportunity to get a share, but then clinch it outright on Saturday. So opportunity for this to be a huge weekend for the Crimson Storm men's basketball team. We're all set to go. Both teams out on the court. Starkey and Brandon in the middle to jump center circle. SNU won the first matchup between these two teams back on January 12th. 85-60 was the final in Searcy. So SNU dominated that one from start to finish. Looks like we had maybe a little spillage down there in the students section on the baseline, and officials getting that all cleaned up before we get this one started. We're all good to go here. You got the football guys down there helping out and getting some cleaning action going on. Were plenty loud in the game earlier, already helping out here for the men today. Starkey with the tip, and it goes back to Spate and Martin, and they get tied up coming down with the ball. So we'll re-jump center circle. We really should make Spate and Martin jump, in my opinion. I think that's only fair. Gets up and wins the tip away from the 6'11 Starkey, and Harding will start with possession here. Shot off the mark for Anthony, and Starkey clears for SNU. Spate attempted just 5 shots on Saturday, his lowest field goal attempt number of the season. But certainly didn't need a lot from Spate in the 30-point win over Southwestern. First shot from him is a 3, that's long. Rebound comes out to Anthony for Harding. Yeah, it didn't take Spate long to get a shot off in this one after only the 5 in the game before, just a little bit long on that one. But we've seen throughout
this season. Spate, just the ability to know when it's his time to take over, and he didn't need to do it in the last game, but there's been certainly other games where he's just taken over and gone on a scoring rampage to help carry the team to victory.
Spate reaches in and knocks the ball away from Brandon, who then knocks the ball out of bounds, trying to regather. A turnover for the Bison. And SNU will maintain possession here. Entry pass into Starkey. Working on Brandon. Quick double comes. And then he is called for steps. A little bit of a pivot drag, and SNU turns it right back over.
Yeah, some nice work of post defense there from Harding, getting that double team in there and not allowing Starkey to find an opening. A very undersized team, this Harding unit, but the ability to force the double team and come in together is huge for Harding in slowing down Starkey.
Adam Horn gets the Bison on the board to start this one with the floater in the lane. Jonathan Dunn with it, drives baseline, pulls up, and airballs long. Horn with the miss. Entry pass into Brandon. Quickly doubled, kick out Martin for three. Well off the mark, and Spate has the rebound for SNU. 2 minutes gone by, it's 2-0 Hardin. Spate drives in, puts up the shot, and gets the friendly bounce. And a little flex for the student section on that end, and we're tied at 2.
A nice move there to get the step, and then great athleticism and control to bank it home on the driving layup. Good start for Spate.
Brandon gets around Starkey and gets the reverse layup to fall.
Yeah, Starkey just let him get right by him. Just slow on his step, and there was no contesting on the other side.
Starkey let Martin get past him and regathered and threw that one down. And we're tied at 4. Anthony shovels over to Brandon. He's fouled by Starkey, and he gets the layup to go and 1. Little touch foul there by Starkey. Gets in with his first foul. Oh, excuse me, they give that foul to Jonathan Dunn on the reach across. That's his first, team's first. Brandon at the line to complete the three-point play, and he does. Brandon just a 57% free throw shooter this season.
Yeah, only 3 minutes into this game so far, but Harding not looking intimidated at all early, going down low, going into the post, and throwing their weight around. And so far, it's working out for him.
Newton gets inside and finishes, and he's fouled and will go to the line to complete his own three-point play.
Personal foul against Harding number 21, Colin Hale. His first personal, first team foul.
Newton finishes off the three-point play. Newton up to 56% from the foul line this season. And we're tied at 7. Back and forth we go early. Anthony's pass wide. Colin Hale in the corner. He wanted Hale to stay in the corner. Hale was coming up to the wing. Another turnover for Harding. Halftime in Durant, Southeastern up 36-18. So SNU well on their way with a win here to clinch that. And Jonathan Dunn drives baseline and finishes strong through contact. And another opportunity for a three-point play.
Yeah, Storm starting to control the paint on the offensive end. Some impressive plays down on the post. Controlling the body and getting some tough shots to fall. A couple of and ones as well as a tough layup from Micah Spate earlier.
Dunn gets the friendly roll on the free throw and gives SNU a 10-7 lead. Just to recap the injuries for Harding, J.V. Long, their best player, out with injury. Philip Medho is out as well. Best three-point shooter, Gabrielle Divich, is also out. Talking with some Harding people before the game. As horn travels, probably would have been called for an offensive foul as Micah Spate stepped in to take that one. But either way, timeout on the court, 15:58 to go first half. SNU leading this one early, 10-7. We'll take timeout and be right back after this.
Is on the fence about buying a car, we should
give him a hug.
No. Next.
Hannah? Full frontal?
No way. Guys, practice hugs are not necessary. You don't have to practice hugging.
How about we serenade them?
Well, I'd be happy to sing a song for you.
That's terrible.
Diffie, driven by family since 1950.
This is where I use the skills I've learned. This is where the moments I love happen. This is where I grew up, and it's also where I serve.
In the U.S. Army Reserve, you train at least 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year. Here, you learn the skills to lead and succeed in life while staying close to home. Part-time service, full-time success. GoArmyReserve.com.
Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leading this one early, 10-7. SNU starting this game 4 of 6 from the field. A couple of three-point plays from Jonathan Dunn and Quaylen Newton. J.P. Brandon with 5 early points for Harding. As SNU will be inbounding on the far baseline. Moving right to left across your screen. Thanks for joining us. Second to last home game of the season for the Crimson Storm. Senior Day will be Saturday against Arkansas Tech. We hope you'll join us. Starkey with another slam.
Yeah, a couple easy throwdowns from Starkey early on in this one. Just huge mismatch in size down in the low block.
And another travel on Harding. Quick early substitutions for SNU. Zach Johnson and Quaylen Newton will take a seat. R.J. Palmer and Coleman Edwards into the game. The senior duo has really turned it on of late, particularly Coleman Edwards. He's 13 of 25 from three-point range in his last 6 games. Shots starting to fall for the senior. Dunn up top with it. Harassed by Anthony. Got some good separation, but couldn't get the handle. Palmer, through contact, is fouled by Martin, and he'll go to the line for 2. Palmer shooting 60.5% from the foul line this season. 8 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game for the senior from Tampa, Florida. Misses the first one. He'll be one of 7 seniors or redshirt juniors honored on Saturday, along with Noah Starkey, Coleman Edwards, Chris Stevens, who's a redshirt junior, but he's graduating and moving on. And Quaylen Newton and Brady Mulkey, also redshirt junior that's graduating and moving on. Palmer splits the pair. It's 13-7 SNU.
Yeah, quick 9-0 burst for SNU, showing their strength early in this one after Harding had some easy looks down low. SNU starting to flex their muscles on this overmatched Harding squad.
Tyler Roth, Collier Blackburn, and Goyo Djokovic into the game for Harding. And Djokovic gets that one to roll in for 2. Harding wasn't sure if Djokovic would be able to go. Dunn with the foul line jumper, knocks it down. And again, that silky smooth shot of Jonathan Dunn from the mid-range.
That's exactly the way I was going to describe it as well. Silky smooth. It is a thing of beauty to watch him come off that screen and just pull up from the high post and knocks it down.
Blackburn ran out of bounds along the baseline before coming back inbounds to accept that pass. Officials all over it. Another turnover for Harding, already their 5th here in the first half. Edwards, entry pass into Starkey. Dunn, bounce pass to Starkey going up. Rejected, but Palmer got the offensive rebound and put it in.
Great job by Palmer, crashing the boards. Off the block shot, was right there to put it back in. And that's what you like to see. He started making his way towards the basket before Starkey even went up with that ball, so he was right in position to grab that board.
Palmer rebounds the Harding miss. Up ahead, Edwards trickles into the corner for 3. Splash! Timeout Harding as SNU's opened up an 11-point lead over the Bison here early. 30-second timeout will keep it here, and SNU clicking on all cylinders on offense. 7 of 10 to start this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keeping it rolling right now. Playing great in transition as well as running the half-court offense, just kind of doing it all. It's exactly what you want to see from this Storm team. We've seen at times that half-court offense get a little stagnant at times, but right now keeping the ball moving and getting down low, that's been a huge part so far is points in the paint, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Playing strong down low, huge for this Storm to have that in their arsenal.
6 players already have scored for SNU. Jonathan Dunn leading the way with 5. Micah Spade a pair of assists so far as well. Harding coming back the other way here. Starkey, good cutoff on the drive. And Horn fading away, gets the floater to go over Palmer. Really nice play from Adam Horn.
Yeah, tough shot. Palmer all over that. But great concentration and nice touch to get it to drop.
Palmer's entry pass deflected and stolen by Horn, and Roth quickly the other way. Ball goes through Horn's hands, but Blackburn there to track it down. Entry pass into Djokovic. And Dunn knocks the pass away and comes away with the steal.
Quick hands there. And what a move. It gets fouled.
Dunn's dribbling and spinning sent Blackburn to the floor, drawing oohs and ahs, and he's fouled and will go to the line for 2. Jonathan Dunn, number 5 in the conference in steals, 1.4 per game. SNU overall number 1 in the conference at 7.3 steals per game.
Yeah, and that was just a quick little hesitation move from Dunn. As you said, sent Blackburn to the floor. But it was just a thing of beauty, getting down floor so quickly, and then just that hesitation. There was no stopping him there.
Starkey will take a seat. Ashton Charles into the game for the first time. Tyler Moore and Jordan West into the game for the first time for Harding. As Horn and Hale will take a seat for the Bison. The Bison with full second string unit on the court right now. SNU still with Spate and Dunn out there along with Palmer, Edwards, and Charles. Drive by West and a nice finish off the glass from Jordan West, freshman from Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Yeah, fancy little scoop there from the freshman. It was a confident drive as well.
Jonathan Dunn, quick trigger for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty. And we're seeing Dunn having a little more success from beyond the arc. Another big thing for the Storm. He has struggled since the turn of the calendar year, but over the last few games, we're seeing that stroke starting to come back a little bit. And that one was a thing of beauty.
12-point lead for SNU. That was his first 3-point attempt of the game. Skip pass along the baseline in the corner for Roth. Goes in and out, and Spate with the rebound and through the legs to Edwards for 3. In and out, no. Palmer can't corral it, but Spate gathered in that rebound and deflected it through the legs of Blackburn, and that was almost highlight reel material there.
If that one would have dropped from the corner, that would have been a highlight Sports Center top 10 play, but just could not get the lucky roll.
11-12 to go first half. 25-13 SNU. We'll step aside and be right back after this. SNU leading this one by 12, 25-13, 11-12 to go first half. SNU's already forced 6 turnovers here in the first 9 minutes of action. Number 4 in the conference, forcing nearly 14 per game. West gets deep. It is fouled hard by Ashton Charles.
Yeah, nice backdoor cut there. Got done taking a step towards the perimeter and just blew right past him and drew the foul at the rim.
Jordan West will go to the line for 2 free throws. 62% free throw shooter this season. Knocks down the first one. West has appeared in 22 games this year, averaging about 13 minutes per game. 4.1 points per game and 1.4 rebounds per game. Knocks down both free throws. Draw Harding within 10 at 25-15. Zach Johnson is in for Micah Spate. Jonathan Dunn, the only starter who has not checked out yet, and that pass deflected and stolen. Up ahead to Moore, and he lays it in for 2. Good contest from Dunn, but Moore was able to finish. Foul coming on Moore there, up top. Noah Starkey also checked in for R.J. Palmer at that last timeout. Dunn from the elbow is no good. And Djokovic the rebound for Harding. Ball is kicked by Zach Johnson on the pass from Roth. Newton will come check in for Ashton Charles. Harding will inbound on the baseline. West, Euro step around Dunn, and he gets the layup to fall. Jordan West, an impressive freshman. Already 6 points off the bench for Harding.
Yeah, having himself a nice game. Very confident on the drive. Nice Euro step. And great job laying it in.
Edwards is fouled on the drive by Djokovic. That's his first 6th team foul on Harding already, so SNU will be shooting free throws the rest of the half. Coach Jeff Morgan did not agree with that call. It certainly looked like a clean block, maybe some contact down low that we were unable to see from our vantage point here. Zach Johnson checks back out, Micah Spate back in. Edwards goes 1 for 2 from the line. First SNU points in about 2 minutes of action. Roth has it poked away by Edwards, and Spate unable to corral it before he kicks it out of bounds. Harding will maintain possession.
Yeah, tough break there. Looked like they were going to be able to get out on the break, but as it was poked loose, just could not quite get the handle on it, and Spate pokes it out of bounds before he could get control of it.
Shot clock did reset, and officials going to the monitor to have it reset to 18. So 18 on the clock here for Harding as they maintain possession. Reggie Anthony back into the game now. West driving, challenging at the rim again. Left-hand shot's no good. Djokovic with the tip.
Yeah, Storm failed to block out on that one. Everyone came in to contest the shot. Nobody left to box out. A little easy tip in. All of a sudden, it's back to a 5-point game.
Spate looking for Newton on the lob, tipped away. And here comes Harding. Moore spins away from Edwards and gets the shot to go. And the Harding Bison have closed the game to within 3. Timeout SNU. It's a 10-1 run for Harding. They've taken what was a 12-point lead and whittled it down to 3. 30-second timeout called by Adam Bohach. And well, the offense just a little bit stagnant right now. A couple turnovers here in the last couple possessions have allowed Harding to get back in this one, and Harding really challenging the paint.
Yeah, absolutely. They are showing no fear in going down low and making some really tough shots, some impressive shots from this Bison team, a team who we said coming in has lost 15 straight, but coming into this game thinking we've got nothing to lose. Let's get in there and get in the paint and battle down low with these guys, and they are certainly holding their own so far to this point.
Again, SNU an opportunity to clinch a share of the Great American Conference regular season title tonight with a win and a Southeastern win over Southern Arkansas. The halftime score in Durant was Southeastern 36-18 over the Mule Riders, so half the equation working. Newton behind the back dribble, gets down to the block, and then tries to get back up top. It's stolen by Roth all the way in, reverse layup, missed it, but Moore crashes the glass but lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, again, you just kind of saw 3 SNU players there on the glass, just kind of watch the ball, wait for it to come down. Strong play, getting there to get the offensive rebound. Storm got lucky, he just could not quite control it and lost it out of bounds.
Spate kind of pulled the chair out from under. Edwards from the wing for 3, yes sir! Edwards 2 for 3 off the bench from 3-point range, and he has 7 points early. Pushes the SNU lead back to 6.
Edwards becoming more and more of a big-time 3-point threat for this Storm offense. Starting to run specific plays for him to get some shots on something we saw earlier in the season.
Djokovic with a nice wraparound pass and a great dive to the basket by Reggie Anthony. And he gets the shot to go and the foul on Starkey. That's his first foul, 3rd team foul, and Reggie Anthony will go to the line for 1 shot. Anthony is 62% free throw shooter this season. Misses the free throw long, and Newton tracks down the rebound for SNU. 29-25 here at the Sawyer Center. SNU has led for most of this one. A short 7-6 lead for Harding, the only lead that they've maintained. Nice bounce pass to Starkey, finds Johnson in the corner, gets the flyby, and gets the jumper to go from the baseline.
Yeah, nice move there. Pump fake, take a couple steps in, and then a good-looking shot from the baseline. Knocks it down, Zach Johnson.
Roth harassed by Edwards, still dribbling, and is finally bumped and fouled by Edwards. That'll take us to a stoppage and play. 7:18 to go first half. SNU leading this one 31-25, but in a bit of a fight here with the Harding Bison. We'll take time out and be right back after this.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character. And then creating culture. Certainly when we graduate students, they go out and they create culture in classrooms. They create culture in churches. They create culture anywhere they go. Last but certainly not least, in fact I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Welcome back. SNU leading this one 31-25. That last foul on Coleman Edwards, his first, fourth team foul on the Crimson Storm. So Harding will inbound on the baseline. Starters back on the court for SNU. Inbounds comes out to Djokovic. He'll set up the Bison offense. The second unit for the Bison is giving SNU fits. Kickball by Noah Starkey. We will reset the shot clock from 6 to 20. An unfortunate bounce there for the Crimson Storm. Inbounds comes to West. Left it behind, gets it back. West with 8 points off the bench already. Impressive looking freshman. Bounce pass from Anthony goes off the knee of Dunn. Finds Roth. West will try a three from straight away. It's short. Roth, the offensive rebound.
Yeah, third offensive rebound of the first half for the Bison. Again, Storm just failing to box out.
West created a little bit of space with a little bit of a forearm to Zach Johnson and got the floater to go. So he's already in double figures with 10 now. Spade around the Starkey pick, leaves it for Newton. Goes around more and gets it off the glass and through. Quaylen Newton now with 5. And it's 33-27 SNU. A little bit tighter than we expected early, but we talked to Coach Adam Bohach this week. Expected Harding to play hard despite all the injuries that they've suffered this season.
And they certainly are playing hard. Really not settling for jump shots and trying to stay by that. You know, only taking 3 shots behind the arc to this point, but really battling inside and forcing their way down low and proving that they can play just as tough as SNU has to this point.
Adam Horn back into the game for Harding. An entry pass comes to him. Kick in the corner, West for 3. It's long, and Spate has the rebound for SNU. Quickly up ahead to Jonathan Dunn. He drives, reverse layup, and he got it to go. What a move from Dunn.
Yeah, that sure was nice. I wasn't sure he was going to have enough to get under the rim to get it up, but those long arms, plenty of room to scoop it on the reverse layup.
Moving screen called on Gojko Djokovic. RJ Palmer will check in for Newton. Tyler Roth will check out. Colin Hale back into the game. JP Brandon also coming in for Djokovic. That's number 2 on Gojko Djokovic. Jonathan Dunn already with 12 points for SNU on 4 of 6 shooting. doing a nice job of letting the offense come to him. Dunn with that baseline floater. He got another one.
Yeah, Jonathan Dunn having himself a first half, 14 points already, 5 for 7 from the field. Feeling it in the first half.
Entry pass to Brandon. Is low, quick double from Palmer, and a steal from Micah Spate. Up ahead with Anthony, goes in, reverse layup with the left hand. That's a beautiful move from Micah Spate, using the rim to keep Reggie Anthony away, and he spins it home with the left hand. It's an 8-0 run for SNU, and the lead is quickly back to 12. We'll keep it right here through this timeout. And Phil, just like that, SNU quickly back where we started a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
no harm, no foul.
Yeah, certainly. You know, they all of a sudden we see their athleticism and their speed out on the break. Huge for the Storm, shooting 75% from the field in this first half. You know, just a few minutes ago that they were still shooting 65%, and I was thinking, you know, shooting 65%, you would think they would be up by quite a bit more than they are at this point, but now just like that, up to 75%, and the lead back up to 12. Just explosion from the Storm team. That explosiveness we've seen throughout the season on display right now.
Just a couple of well-placed turnovers, really the only thing that allowed Harding to get back in to the game and whittle that lead down, in addition to some good shooting from West in particular. SNU leading now by 12. Very efficient showing, again, 75% from the floor. They're also 6 of 8 from the line. Hale dumps it down to Brandon and is stuffed by Starkey. Brandon took too long trying to decide which side of the rim to go to. Horn open for 3, airballed that one. Dunn has the rebound, and he's quickly pushing for SNU. Johnson on the wing, now Spate back up top. SNU will get things set up here. What a recovery by Starkey. Palmer down the lane. Tried to finish through traffic, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, just
going to go on JP Brandon.
Great recovery from Starkey. We're starting to see that post defense start tightening up for the Storm. That's what you expect to see. That's been a strong suit of this Storm team all season, and Harding was taking advantage of them down low, but that defense starting to clamp down and make it a lot more difficult on Harding to get a clean shot at the rim.
39-27, SNU leads this one. Timeout on the floor. We'll take timeout too and be right back after this.
Okay, guys, remember, no hard selling, no high pressure. Serenading, good. Leave that to Sheldon, all right? Hugs, side hugs. Normal. People don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. You know, these guys may not look like much, but they are some of the greatest guys.
How about a hug?
Diffie, driven by family since 1954.
The GAC Basketball Tournament, March 7th through the 10th. The Great American Conference Basketball Championship Tournament returns to the Bruin Field House in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, March 7th through the 10th. It's all on the line as the league's top teams battle for the conference title and an automatic spot in the NCAA Division II Basketball Regionals. For ticket information and to follow GAC basketball throughout the season, visit GreatAmericanConference.com. The GAC Basketball Tournament, March 7th through the 10th.
RJ Palmer at the line for 2, looking to extend a 12-point SNU lead. 3:48 to go first half. Hits the first. Just a reminder, the Great American Conference Championships are coming up very quickly. Just 2 weeks away, which is hard to believe that we're already that close to March. We'll have complete coverage from Bartlesville of both the men and the women. Times to be determined. Barring a significant collapse from the men, they will play on Thursday night as the 1 or 2 seed. Number 15, Alex Francis into the game for Harding, along with number 24, Brandon Reeves. First appearance for both of those guys tonight. Anthony drives, gets into the body of Starkey, but finishes strong through the contact. Good job by Starkey of staying vertical and not picking up that second foul. For the women's side, a huge win earlier this evening over Harding. Moves them into a tie for second with the Bison. Starkey gets deep on Tyler Moore. Nearly put his elbows in the basket with that one.
Yeah, Starkey gets that deep. There is not much you can do to slow him down. Right at the basket, easy turnaround layup for Starkey.
Hale harassed by Dunn. Entry pass to Moore, picked off easily by Palmer. Edwards up ahead, gets around Francis and lays that one in nicely. Holman Edwards already up to 9 points off the bench. And the lead is now 16 with 2:15 to go in the first half. 11:29 to go in Durant. Shot blocked by Palmer, as Hale had nowhere to go there. Long lead pass up ahead to Edwards, and he's unable to gather it in. He was trying to step behind the three-point line to put that one up, and that pass just a little bit short of where he wanted to be.
Yeah, just off his fingertips there, and could not corral it.
But again, 11 minutes to go in Durant. Southeastern well in control, 55-33 over Southern Arkansas. So SNU, if they can finish it off here, looking like they will be claiming a conference title this evening.
Yeah, barring a couple of crazy collapses, both here at the Sawyer Center and over in Durant, then it will be celebration time this evening.
Moore gathered in the miss from Anthony, and Harding with a fresh shot clock. Pass is tipped by Edwards, and Starkey comes away with it. Another turnover for Harding, their 10th of the first half. SNU sitting on 6. Spate directing traffic here. Now done with it as we're under a minute to play. He drives in. Shot is rejected by Reeves, but Palmer gathers in the deflection and puts it in for 2.
That's the second time we've seen Palmer gather in a shot that was blocked and get an easy layup. Some great job just being there and being aware and being in the right place at the right time from Palmer.
Harding had cut the lead to 4, but it's a 18-4 run since. Francis well off the mark. Spate will hold for the last possession here. It was 29-25 at one point, and now 47-29. SNU looking to hang half 100 on them here in the first half with a three-pointer. Dunn guarded tightly by the freshman Jordan West with the one-legged floater, and he gets it to go. Jonathan Dunn is feeling it here in the first half. That's 16 points at the break for the junior, and a 20-point lead for the Crimson Storm, 49-29 over Harding. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have first half stats and analysis, as well as a look ahead to the second half of action. Again, SNU 49-29. We'll be right back after this.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character. And then creating culture. Certainly when we graduate students, they go out and they create culture in classrooms. They create culture in churches. They create culture anywhere they go. Last but certainly not least, in fact I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Welcome back. Halftime here at the Sawyer Centers. Both teams back on the floor warming up. A couple minutes before we get the second half underway. SNU leading this one 49-29 over Harding. Tremendous first half offensively for the Crimson Storm. Running through some first half statistics, SNU shot 76% from the field, led by Jonathan Dunn's 16 points on 6 of 9 shooting. Hit his only three-pointer and also hit 3 free throws. SNU 3 of 5 from three-point range, only took 5, only 11 three-point attempts for the game between the two teams. Harding 0 for 6. They shot 46.5% from the field in the first half. 10 turnovers, the downfall of the Bison in the first 20 minutes, as offensively they were fairly solid, but unable to hit any three-pointers, and again, those 10 turnovers. Coleman Edwards, 9 points for SNU, 2 of 3 from three-point range. R.J. Palmer, 7 points off the bench, so good showing off the bench for Edwards and Palmer. Noah Starkey with 6 points, Quaylen Newton 5 points, Micah Spate 4 points, and Zach Johnson with a single bucket. Jordan West came off the bench in the first half to put in 8 for Harding. Djokovic 4 and Tyler Moore also with 4 off the bench. J.P. Brandon with 5, and Adam Horn and Reggie Anthony each with 4 points apiece as well for the Bison. And Phil, just a tremendous showing offensively for the Crimson Storm there in those first 20 minutes, and pretty solid job defensively as well. Harding a little bit probably higher shooting percentage than you would have liked in the first half, but those 10 turnovers forced a big factor in SNU's 20-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's still a good defensive performance from the Storm. A few lapses on that end that are uncharacteristic. But overall, Harding just hit some tough shots, some shots you wouldn't expect them to typically hit, especially down in the post. Some difficult contested shots they're able to knock down to what helped boost that field goal percentage. But overall, just a strong effort from the Storm. A little bit of a lull midway through the first half allowed Harding to fight their way back into it, but then we just saw the talent mismatch on display towards the end of that half as SNU closed the half on that 20-4 run to really bust this thing wide open.
Again, we talked about the efficiency of the SNU offense the past 5 games, averaging over a point per possession in each of those games. Well over that margin here in the first half. And Phil, we've seen SNU go through little lulls to start the second half. What does SNU need to do to avoid that here in the second 20 minutes?
Well, I think it's just going to come down to just staying patient, but also getting out in transition. It's kind of a goes back and forth in a way. We talked in the first half a little bit about the ability both getting out in transition but also utilizing the half-court offense that they've struggled in. You still want to use that transition and push this lead out while you can, but also when you're in the half-court, stay patient, keep the ball moving. Don't just look for your own shot, but try to find others a better shot, and that's what really helps get them to that 76% field goal shooting in the first half.
SNU will be inbounding, heading to our right. Starters back on the court for both teams here. A quick update for you from Durant. Southeastern's going to come out on top. They're up 76-51 on Southern Arc as Zach Johnson's three-pointer's off the mark. Offensive rebound to Starkey. Finds Jonathan Dunn in the corner for 3, and he knocked it down.
A nice find there from Spate, kicking it out to the corner after the offensive rebound from Starkey. Great job finding him in the corner.
So Southeastern's going to get that win. Again, 78-54 the score right now in Durant over Southern Arkansas. Anthony gets the layup to go. Spate quickly the other way as Anthony went for the steal. Spate, the floater over Brandon, and gets that to go.
Yeah, got him leaning on that one. A little crossover move. Got him leaning one way. Got the step on him and then knocks home the floater.
Hale, now Martin. Brandon down low with it on the block. Fade away in the paint over Starkey goes. for J.P. Brandon. The SNU lead is 21. Spate dumps it down low to Starkey, who goes to work on Brandon. Hook shot is a little long. Brandon clears for the Bison. Horn kicks, goes through the hands and legs of Colin Hale, out of bounds, and another turnover for the Bison. Looked like Horn had the open lane to shoot that one, but opted to kick that out for the 3.
Yeah, he got the step and had the lane to the easy bucket, which we've seen Harding utilize quite often in this one, but didn't take it there.
Jonathan Dunn is just on another level tonight as he gets that one to go off glass. He's at 21 already, 8 of 11 from the field.
Yeah, that is an efficient night that Jonathan Dunn is having, pretty much hitting anything he's throwing up.
Roman Martin in and out on that 3-point attempt, and Dunn has the board for SNU. Spate fires it into Starkey. Pivots with the hook shot and misses the roll. Quaylen Newton gets inside of Horn with the rebound and then went baseline and got hung up on the rim on that dunk attempt.
Trying to add to his highlight reel.
Came down a little awkwardly there, but seems to be all right. Hopefully his pride is the only thing that's hurt there.
Yeah, you know, with him in that competition, he just wants to add to that highlight reel and went for it, but the rim wasn't having it that time.
Martin gets free on the backdoor cut. Starkey unaware of the player behind him, and Martin gets his first bucket of the game. Again, Quaylen Newton in a contest of sorts to be a participant in the State Farm 3-point and dunk contest at this year's Final Four in Minneapolis. Spate finds some space for 3, missed it long. Starkey tips the rebound over to Newton, and SNU will reset. So you just go to darkhorsedunker.com and vote for Quaylen. He's in his first round matchup right now. They'll have a different one each week. Spate in the corner for 3. He knocked that one down. Great look from Jonathan Dunn on the drive and kick.
Yeah, that's the kind of ball movement you want to see. Now 11 assists for the team on 23 made baskets. Something you want to see from this Storm team. So many weapons. You want to make sure that you continue spreading out the defense.
Hale gets around Dunn and leaves a little drop off for Brandon, who lays it in. Harding coming by some easy buckets inside here in the second half. Spate bounce pass to Newton. Gets trapped inside. Now Spate in the corner with it. Looking for Starkey to go to work here. Starkey powering through. Unable to finish with the left hand on Brandon. Here comes Reggie Anthony, unabated to the rim, rejected by Newton, but it's Micah Spate who's going to be called for the foul, and that will take us to a timeout. 15:21 to go here at the Sawyer Center. SNU leading this one 59-37. We'll take timeout and be right back after this. It's official in Durant. Southeastern a 78-54 win over Southern Arkansas moves SNU a win away here tonight from clinching at least a share of the Great American Conference regular season championship. Remember, a win tonight plus a win on Saturday over Arkansas Tech will give SNU a second straight outright regular season title. So exciting times for Coach Adam Bohach and his program. First free throw is no good for Anthony. R.J. Palmer and Ashton Charles into the game for Starkey and Newton. Second free throw also in and out, no good. Tyler Moore into the game with Djokovic. Knocks that one out of bounds. So SNU on the cusp of just adding to an already hugely successful run for this senior class. And we'll be honoring them on Saturday in the game against Arkansas Tech. Martin slips in, gets the steal and the layup. Spate was unable to track him down and poke that one away.
And I'll tell you, we had that ceremony for Bobby Martin in between games. Makes it even more special. The Storm are able to hold on here and clinch a share of that GAC title on Bobby Martin night tonight, and just another great showing from this Storm team. Another opportunity that just shows a great run that not only his team has had, but Bobby Martin has had. Just another accomplishment for him in this athletic program.
Well said. Hope you got to hear our interview with him at halftime of the women's game. A lot of good, insightful things as far as his tenure is concerned. Blackburn into the game for the first time. Misses the three-pointer there. First time in the second half, I should say. Jordan West also back in for Harding. Palmer at the foul line, working on Djokovic. Finishes through contact off the glass. Big finish from R.J. Palmer to get that and one opportunity to go. And Palmer will head to the free throw line looking for a free throw to move into double figures tonight. Big production off the bench for Palmer and Edwards as Coleman Edwards comes in for Zach Johnson. Edwards with 9 points, 2 for 3 shooting from three-point range. Palmer's a perfect 3 for 3 from the field and is now 4 for 5 from the foul line, giving him 10 points to go along with 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. So very active night for R.J. Palmer.
Yeah, 19 points off the bench for the Storm. You love seeing that. You love seeing that production and that ability to know that you still have some offense coming off the bench. Allow Coach Bohach to feel confident and feel comfortable in putting those bench players out there during key moments of the game.
Foul called on Ashton Charles, his second foul. Second team foul here in the second half for SNU. Harding will inbound under the baseline there. West crossover, gets through the double team somehow and finishes with the left hand.
West showing a lot of maturation from the young freshman in this one. Up to 10 points now, coming out strong, no intimidation from the freshman.
Palmer with the running hook shot across the lane, and he moves up to 12 points now, and SNU still leading by 23, 64-41. 13 and a half minutes to go here. That pass goes out of bounds as West turned his head for just a short moment, and that cost him. Tyler Roth will come in for Reggie Anthony. Yesterday, the first region rankings for Division II came out, and SNU at 22-4, certainly expecting to be probably in that top 3 range, instead found themselves 6th. Just running down the logistics of the tournament. So that pass is picked off by Moore. And Spate gets in and rips that away and saves a bucket there. But again, 8 regions, 8 teams. Good pull. 8 teams per region. There's going to be 3 automatic bids from the 3 conferences within each region, and then 5 at-large bids. in each region. So SNU certainly in good shape as that pass nearly stolen by Edwards. So SNU found themselves in 6th in that initial region ranking that came out yesterday. So certainly still in good position to qualify for an at-large bid. Of course, if SNU were to win the Great American Conference Championships in Bartlesville in 2 weeks, that would take care of itself. But running through those top 5 teams ahead of them, Northwest Missouri State, of course, #1 in the country, been #1 in the country for nearly the entire season. They're undefeated at 22-0. And then surprising #2 is Washburn, which SNU defeated 78-64 in the second game of the season back on November 10th. So, and Washburn also, Phil, just with 2 votes in this week's NABC Coaches Poll. So, needless to say, it was pretty shocking to see Washburn that high and SNU only at 6.
Yeah, I don't fully understand the logic behind that one, and I know that certainly not something that probably goes over too kindly with a lot of the players on this Crimson Storm team. That you would expect to see them look to make a statement. And there's a statement for you right there. R.J. Palmer, monster throwdown off the break.
Finally got one of those to go down. He's missed a couple of those transition dunks. And Edwards with another steal up ahead. Missed the layup, but Zach Johnson's there for the finish, and SNU. All sorts of runouts right now. Coach Adam Bohach not pleased with Edwards that he missed that layup to start.
But yeah, going back to those regional rankings, certainly frustration from the Storm, especially after having already beaten Washburn pretty handily at that, to find themselves 4 spots behind Washburn.
Jonathan Dunn, another 3-pointer, his 3rd of the night. He's 3 for 3 from deep. Gives him 24 points now. As Mo Wilson set to check in at the scorer's table. And you're just going through the rest of the 5 teams ahead of SNU. Northern State at 20-6 is 3rd. St. Cloud State, who of course eliminated the Crimson Storm from the NCAA tournament last year in the first round. They're sitting at 4th, and then Missouri Southern at 5th. We'll discuss that and more when we come back after this timeout. 10:49 to go in this one. SNU firmly in control, up 71-41. We'll be back after this.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character. And then creating culture. Certainly when we graduate students, they go out and they create culture in classrooms. They create culture in churches. They create culture anywhere they go. Last but certainly not least, in fact I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
SNU up 71-41, 10:49 to go in this one. That last foul on Coleman Edwards, his 2nd, 3rd team foul on SNU. And Phil, SNU leading the conference in steals this season at 7.3 per game, and they're like sharks with blood in the water when it comes to teams being loose with the basketball. We kind of saw it in that couple-minute stretch there. That's resulted in a 9-0 run for the Crimson Storm.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes down to the length of this team. Those long arms just make it a lot easier for them to get a hand on the ball. And swarming defense right there. Quick hands to go along with that. There's another one. There's a long, quick hands. Just will make those steals add up. And like clockwork, they're up to 8 in the game.
Morris Wilson, the freshman from Northwest Classen High School here in Oklahoma City, into the game, got that steal. Newton finishing through contact on Adam Horn, and he will go to the line to finish the three-point play. Big finish there from Newton, pushes him up to 7 points, and that's first foul on Adam Horn this evening. Second team foul in the quarter. Half, excuse me. Newton knocks down the free throw, and he'll check out. Brady Mulkey into the game for the first time tonight. Richard Jr. from Royce City, Texas, averaging 1.5 points and a rebound per game this season. There's another steal. This one's Palmer's. Drives right through Tyler Roth. Missed the layup, but he will go to the line for 2. Tyler Roth, just 6'1". Palmer stands 6, is listed at 6'7". Probably thought for a minute whether he wanted to just go up and mash on him, but decided to lay it in instead.
Yeah, and it's fun seeing R.J. Palmer play that point forward role. Every once in a while, we'll see him go coast to coast when he does it. If you're the defense, you better be ready, because you know most of the time he's going to be looking to throw that one down, but took the easy way on that one.
Brady Mulkey somehow ended up on the floor, and that free throw miss ended up on his back. Roth tried to hit Horn on the baseline and threw it out of bounds. Ashton Charles into the game. R.J. Palmer will take a seat with 15 points. He's 5 of 5 from the field. 5 made free throws, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. So a huge game from Palmer this evening. Brandon will check out. Reggie Anthony back in. So a little bit of a smaller lineup on the court for Harding here. Zach Johnson, Mulkey, Wilson, Edwards, and Charles. Edwards tees up another 3. That's long. Three-pointer in the corner for Blackburn. And that's going to be the first make in 10 attempts for Harding tonight.
Yeah, Harding, about their only success has been in the paint, actually matching the Storm with points in the paint in this one. Well, until that one there from Brady Mulkey, but 38 points in the paint for Harding, now 40 for SNU, but 38 of their 44 points on the night coming in the paint. So it's been tough sledding anywhere else for Harding in this one.
Great feed there from Edwards to Mulkey as Blackburn knocks down another three-pointer. Harding just overmatched on the defensive end. They also have 18 turnovers tonight, which is always going to be an issue. Official says Charles just lost that one out of bounds. He thought that was deflected, but either way, a turnover for SNU. They're 9th tonight. Harding shooting 52.5% from the field. Problem is those 18 turnovers rearing their heads as they've led to 31 points for SNU.
Yeah, 31-8 differential in that category. That is not going to bode well for any team on any night if that is the case.
Charles, quick trigger for 3. Splash!
Hand right on him. Blackburn was right up on him, but still Ashton Charles not afraid to pull the trigger and knocks it home.
This Harding team's pretty young. Roth gets free down low and scores unabated. Roth, just a sophomore, mostly freshmen and sophomores on the court tonight. Reggie Anthony, the lone senior, As Mulkey gets in deep, shut down. Ball swings around to Edwards on the wing. He's short with that three-pointer, and Mulkey tracks down the offensive rebound. Edwards kick in the corner. Charles, another three, is short. Blackburn finally able to control it for Harding. Djokovic is a junior. Blackburn, another three straight away, no good. Charles tracks down that one on the sideline, but his foot was out of bounds.
Yeah, I think his shoe size was about half a size too big on that one, just across the line.
That will take us to a timeout on the court. 6:49 to play here at the Sawyer Center. SNU leading this one 80-49. We'll take timeout and be right back.
Okay, guys, remember, no hard selling, no high pressure. Serenading, good. Leave that to Sheldon, all right? Hugs, side hugs. Normal. People don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. You know, these guys may not look like much, but they are some of the greatest guys.
How about a hug?
Diffie, driven by family since 19.
Just a reminder, Senior Day on Saturday here at the Sawyer Center, as we'll honor the seniors for both the men and women's teams. In between, we'll also honor all the band members, the cheerleaders, and everyone involved with the basketball programs. Spate, Dunn, and Starkey back into the game for SNU, along with Quaylen Newton. They join Coleman Edwards on the court right now.
Yeah, interesting to see them go back to the starters in this one, up 31 in the game, but going back to the starters early.
Newton got a little confused with Spate and Edwards both down on the baseline together and accidentally stepped over the line before he let go of the ball. So turnover for SNU. Inbounds comes to Anthony in the corner. He's short on the three. Rebounds tipped around. Saved by Spate to Starkey, who is accidentally standing on the baseline. That would have been a nice little chain reaction save action there.
Yeah, that was interesting. Both went for it, but Spate got to it first, and Starkey just kind of did what he could to keep it alive, but was out of bounds.
Blackburn, another quick trigger for three, and that's a good three-pointer from Collier Blackburn. That's his third of the second half. He's up to 9 points off the bench. True freshman from Bentonville, Arkansas.
Yeah, it was just a few moments ago that Harding didn't have any threes in the game, and then all of a sudden Blackburn starts to heat up a bit, knocks down 3 threes in the last few minutes.
Dunn is bumped. Tries to get it in deep to Starkey, and Starkey's held by Adam Horn. That will be the second foul on Horn. Mo Wilson back into the game for Edwards. Takes a seat with 9 points. Micah Spate will inbound on the baseline here. 20 on the shot clock for SNU. There'll be a hold on Roman Martin, trying to contend with Noah Starkey down low. So we'll do it again. 15 foul on the Bison. Third on Martin. So he looked like he had the lob to Starkey, chose not to do it. Dunn drives baseline. He's fouled by Martin. Oh, third foul on Martin in this possession. So SNU now in the bonus. That's fourth foul on Roman Martin. And now an offensive foul is called on Jonathan Dunn, trying to get free of Roman Martin, and Coach Adam Bohach not pleased with that call, to say the least.
Yeah, got a little physical on that possession. 4 total fouls on that end of the court in the span of about 12 seconds.
And not one was a shooting foul. West gets inside, rejected out of bounds by Wilson. Wilson's a player that has started to see more time as the season has gone along. He broke his wrist in the first week of practice and missed the first half of the season. But he's a guy that Coach Bohach raised to us every time we talk to him. Can't say enough good things about the freshman. Blackburn, another three-pointer off the screen. And just like that, 4 3-pointers for Blackburn. He's got all 4 makes for Harding. And the lead is 80-57. SNU scoreless the last 3 minutes until that bucket by Noah Starkey. Blackburn, another one. Yes, sir.
The freshman is having himself a half. Just like that, all of a sudden 5 threes in the game. And all of a sudden, Harding is shooting over 30% from 3.
Unbelievable. They missed their first 9. They're 5 of their last 7. Spates fouled on the drive. It's going to be the 3rd foul on Tyler Roth, but that is the 7th team foul, so it will send Spate, the number 3 free throw shooter in the conference at 82.5%, to the line for a 1-and-1. Horn checks out, Tyler Moore back in. Spate long on the free throw. Blackburn had it, but lost it over to Jordan West. West drives, bounce pass to Moore. Affected by Starkey, gets it back and missed it. Oh, and then Micah Spate finally comes away with it. Euro step around Roth. And he's fouled and will go back to the line.
It goes down hard, but I don't know how he ended up with the ball on the other end. Just ball all over the place, and Harding ultimately could not control it. And there comes Micah Spate, just the guy who's all over the court at all times, filling up the stat sheet in so many different ways.
That was probably the springiest Euro step I've ever seen. Most times people just literally step. Micah hopped off 1 foot to do his Euro step. That foul was called on the floor, so 1-and-1 for Spate here as he hits the first one. Zach Johnson just entered for Quaylen Newton. Spade hits both of them, so Wilson is at the 4 right now for SNU. West, pass goes through the hands of Blackburn, and Wilson comes away with it. Spate up ahead. Wilson drives on Blackburn, pivots, stripped by Moore, but pass comes out to Johnson. Finds a wide open Micah Spate, who's short on the 3-pointer. Rebounds tipped ahead to Tyler Roth. Blackburn, can he do another one? In and out, no good. Basket probably looks like a hula hoop to him right now. Jonathan Dunn with a sweet crossover on Roth and gets it all the way in for 2. Timeout.
Oh, that is just, there's no way to stop that from Jonathan Dunn. Sweet move to the basket and just a strong finish.
That'll take us to a full timeout here. 3:29 to go in this one. SNU up 86-60 over Harding. We'll be right back after this short break. This is SNU basketball.
There are those who stand forever ready, ready to defend the nation, ready to fight for what matters, no matter what. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
Before.
When a customer is on the fence about buying a car, we should
Give him a hug.
No. Next.
Hand hug? Full frontal?
No way. Guys, practice hugs are not necessary. You don't have to practice hugging.
How about we serenade them?
Well, I'd be happy to sing a song for you.
That's terrible.
Diffie, driven by family since 19.
It's been an offensive showcase tonight here at the Sawyer Center. SNU shooting 62% from the field. Harding an even 50% from the field. Collier Blackburn with 5 3-pointers all in the second half here, but issue for Harding is 19 turnovers and 31 points for SNU off of those 19 turnovers. SNU not only doing a good job of turning Harding over, but of taking advantage of those and turning those into points.
Yeah, certainly just playing that tough defense that we've seen. You know, Harding shooting over 50% in this game, but a lot of it's been off of tough shots. Just having a really solid shooting night. But when they're not making shots, they are turning the ball over, and that just comes down to some great defense and some impressive play from those perimeter defenders.
Moving screen called on Noah Starkey. His second foul, and he will head to the bench. There's timeout on the court here. We'll take timeout with them, 2:52 to go. SNU up 24. We'll come back with the finish after this. Welcome back, putting the finishing touches on this one on what has been, if you're an SNU fan, quite the night. A terrific 60-55 win for the women over Harding with some very exciting action down the stretch. Then the recognition of retiring athletic director Bobby Martin and naming the court in his honor. Blackburn missed a 3 long. Ashton Charles tips the rebound away from Roth, and here come the Crimson Storm. Then the men looking to put the finishing touches on a win here. Wilson missed the floater. Reeves got the rebound over to Roth before he was called for traveling. Blackburn is fouled on the step through. It's going to go on Ashton Charles. And a rough night for the sophomore. He's got a 3-pointer. That's his 3rd foul. Hasn't seemed to be able to get in the flow of this one tonight. Chris Stevens also in with Brady Mulkey and Coleman Edwards. But again, SNU with finishing this one off as West hits a 3-pointer. SNU finishing off this win will clinch at least a share of the Great American Conference regular season title. As Mulkey is fouled by Blackburn. SNU can clinch the regular season championship outright with a win against Arkansas Tech on Saturday. Of course, Phil, that will be a game where SNU is looking for a little bit of revenge, as Tech was able to come out the winner back on January 10th, 85-74. Tech poses a little bit of an interesting threat in the fact that they make 12 threes a game, and yet they only have 9 wins this season. And talking with Coach Adam Bohach earlier this week, it's one of those deals where you almost just kind of let them have the three-point line and don't give them too many free throws to go with it. West finishes in traffic.
Yeah, West has been impressive in this one. But, yeah, certainly, you know, three-point defending has been something that has been a struggle at times for the Storm, as they just can't seem to buy a bucket, as Ashton Charles misses that dunk right there. But it certainly will look to, as you said, you know, just kind of give that to them. That's something that they're probably going to get either way. You just don't want to give them other easy looks at the basket or at the line. So that's going to be an interesting threat. But certainly revenge has to be on the mind of the Storm in that one.
We're under a minute to go. That last three-pointer by Coleman Edwards, his third of the night, gives him 12 for the game. That last foul on Chris Stevens. West will go to the line for 2 free throws. Hits the first one. Leading scorer in the game for Harding, 16 points off the bench for the freshman, and Blackburn with 15, also a freshman. So really bright future for this Harding squad, as West hits both free throws to bring it to a 90-69 game. Edwards shaking and baking up top, and he knocks down another three-pointer.
Yeah, Coleman Edwards, as talked about, really coming on from behind the arc. 4th three-pointer of the game.
Roth in the corner answers with a 3 of his own.
That's now 7 3-pointers in the second half for Harding. That's a confidence booster for you. You're going 0 for 6 in the first half, really struggling. I think missed the first 9 of the game or so. And now they've hit 7 in the second half. That'll really help you out in the confidence department moving forward.
Edwards, why not another one? Somebody's got to shoot it before a shot clock violation. Might as well be him. That's 5 of 9 from 3. West answers with a 3. A little bit of a three-point shootout here in the last minute. And that's how this one's going to end. SNU, 3 straight games over 90. Will cap off a clinch of the Great American Conference regular season title with a 96-75 win over the Bison of Harding. And Phil, just an offensive showcase for SNU tonight. 61% from the field. They knocked down 10 of 21 three-pointers and 14 of 19 from the foul line. Just a really efficient performance from SNU.
Yeah, great all-around work from the team. Just some great action from everyone we saw. I mean, obviously Jonathan Dunn was sensational in this one. 26 points on 10 of 13 shooting, great. Then you also add off the bench Palmer and Edwards, adding 15 for Palmer, 18 for Edwards himself. So just some great work from everyone. That's exactly what you want to see from this team, is just the ability to have so many weapons, keep that floor spread, and open up space for everyone else is so big for this unit. So the ability to do that and keep the ball rolling, keep the ball moving, great job overall from the Storm in this one, and that only builds the chemistry and the confidence for the team through these final few games of the regular season moving into conference tournament play.
As you mentioned, Jonathan Dunn with a huge night tonight, 26 points on 10 of 13 shooting. Also had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. SNU finished the night with 10 steals and forced 19 turnovers from the Bison. And on a night where the defense didn't exactly shut Harding down, they gave up 75 points and 53% shooting. But those 19 turnovers, obviously, what made this such a wide margin here at the end.
Yeah, certainly. A lot of those turnovers, some of them were self-inflicted by Harding, but a lot of them just had to do with the suffocating defense we see from the Storm so often. You know, that ability to create havoc on opposing offenses with the length and the pressure and the quick hands. So good for the Storm in this one to force those turnovers. And on a night where the other team just seems to be knocking down shot after shot after shot, it's important that you're able to force those turnovers and keep them from getting those shots up.
Harding was led off the bench. In fact, 52 of their 75 points came off the bench, led by Jordan West, the freshman, with 20 points. He was very impressive. 15 points off the bench for Collier Blackburn. He hit 5 threes in the second half for the Bison. 9 points for Tyler Roth. 4 points each for Gokoi Djokovic and Tyler Moore. 6 points for Reggie Anthony. 4 points for Rowan Martin and Adam Horn. And 9 points for J.P. Brandon. Running through the rest of the Storm's stats here. Micah Spate with 11 points, 5 boards, 5 assists for the junior. 4 points for Zach Johnson, along with 4 assists. 8 points for Quaylen Newton and 5 rebounds for him. Noah Starkey had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks. As you mentioned, 18 points for Coleman Edwards on 5 of 9 3-point shooting. 15 points for R.J. Palmer. Perfect 5 for 5 from the field, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, and 5 rebounds. A stat-stuffing night for both him and Edwards, as Edwards finished with 4 assists and 3 steals to go along with those 18 points. 3 points apiece for Ashton Charles and Brady Mulkey. And Morris Wilson and Chris Stevens each saw the floor, but neither finished with any points. Phil, going ahead to Saturday's game against Arkansas Tech. Again, an opportunity for revenge for SNU to get back that loss back in January to Tech. What's SNU got to do in order to come out of here with a win and clinch that outright conference championship?
Well, a lot of it is you just got to stay focused. Arkansas Tech, they are an overmatched team. They got the win last time, but we know that SNU is the more talented team. So kind of like tonight, you just got to go into the game and stay focused and play with the right sort of attitude. We've seen we saw that from SNU tonight. They came into a game where they knew they were the better team, but they came out focused, they came out prepared, and they put the game away early. That's going to be important to do in that one, knowing that Arkansas Tech has some shooters that might be able to keep them in the game for a while. Know that eventually, with your talent, you have the ability to pull away. So continuing to trust that offense, trust that flow, and trust that defense to force turnovers, that even whenever they are making shots, you do have the turnovers that will ultimately lead to points on the other end and allow you to pull away in that game.
SNU certainly having no issues on the offensive end of late. That's 4 of the last 5 games. They've scored over 90 points, and that's 6 straight games now where they're reaching that really high efficiency mark of a point per possession. Just really shining through on the offensive end after they kind of went through a midseason lull there on the offensive end. So we'll take time out. When we come back, we'll be joined by head coach Adam Bohach, and we will get his thoughts on tonight's game and his reaction to a 2nd straight conference title for SNU. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. We're joined now by head coach Adam Bohach. And, Coach, another nice win for you guys. A really impressive performance on the offensive end with 61% shooting tonight.
Yeah, the ball really moved, and I thought we had some really good possessions.
And really a special night all around. And what's this night kind of mean for you guys as a program with getting to honor Bobby Martin in this way tonight?
It was awesome, Luke. I couldn't think of a better pregame thing to frame a game, right? And thankful for Coach Morgan and his team to be the team that was here for that. And so Coach Morgan's class, you know, and it just fit real nice with the night. And Bobby deserves every bit of that and more, right? I mean, how do you thank and honor somebody for 40 years of service and the way he's gone about that? And, boy, those are big shoes to fill. And I hope he feels honored tonight. I was really proud of our department and of our university for the way they came together to pull that off tonight, and the ceremony and all the people in attendance. It was really a special night, and so I'm thankful to work at a place that honors a guy that does things like that.
You've been able to work with Bobby for a while now, and what's kind of your favorite story or favorite thought when he comes to mind?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them, Luke. But I think the thing that just I have never seen him be vengeful, or he's just so grace-filled in every scenario, dealing with me, dealing with other people, dealing with other teams, and it's just been amazing to witness it, and it's had a profound effect on me, and I'm thankful for all that Bobby's done for me personally, and definitely the growth that I've experienced underneath his leadership.
Coach, this win coupled with Southeastern's win tonight gives you at least a share of a second straight conference regular season title. What does that mean for your program?
Yeah, we're excited about that. You know, that's one of the goals, is to be at the top of the league, or to be playing for the league championship in the regular season, and so we're in a good spot, and we got to finish strong. And so, you know, that's the message. We have a really good Arkansas Tech team that's already beaten us coming in here, and it'll be a great challenge to try to send these seniors off on the right foot with the chance to clinch an outright title. You know, you can't write a better script than that. The only way it gets better is if you do it. And so we'll work really hard tomorrow to prepare and get ready to play well on Saturday.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we look forward to that and getting to honor those. Again, 7 seniors will be honored in between the 2 games on Saturday, and we look forward to doing that on Saturday. We'll be joined by Jonathan Dunn when we come back right after this. Welcome back. We're joined now by junior guard Jonathan Dunn. 26 points tonight on 10 of 13 shooting. And Jonathan, it seemed like everything was falling your way tonight, and for the team as well, 61% as a team tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We shot the ball very well. We moved the ball very well, and this game, it was clicking for us. It came together. Coleman was hitting big shots. Micah hit some shots. RJ was going to the hole very well, and tonight everybody was just on the same page, on the same gear, moving as one.
You guys have kind of a benchmark for yourselves offensively, trying to get around a point per possession. This makes 6 straight games that you've been able to accomplish that. What's kind of been the key to this run that you guys are on? 3 out of 4 with 90-plus points.
We know what we need to do. We know for us to get points, we're not going to be able to go one-on-one ISO like some other teams. We have to move the ball, and if we have the extra pass, the extra one, a better shot for a great shot, and that's what we all believe in, and that's what Coach preaches. And that's what we all got to buy into, and that's how we get those extra points.
You had a lot of success last year, as did the whole team, and a little bit more up and down from a shooting perspective for you this year. How have you been able to work through some of that?
Man, I'm just keep on shooting. Like, my team trusts me. They know that you have off nights, you have off games, but they know what I'm capable of, And I'm glad that they trust me because they just keep on telling me to shoot. I'm in the gym, practice, shoot. Don't let it stay on your head. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a short memory when you're trying to shoot the ball. You can't worry about the next thing. You can't worry about the next thing, but that play, that shot. You have to worry about, let's see what can I help do for the team.
How does it help you that guys like Coleman and RJ are starting to consistently produce as well? Does it take a lot of pressure off you and Micah to score the ball a lot?
Absolutely, absolutely. Them coming in, scoring the ball, that's another person the team got to worry about. RJ coming in, dunking the ball like he does in transition and in the half court, takes a lot of pressure off of Noah. Coleman being able to bring the ball up, take a lot of pressure off of Micah. Zach doing the same thing defensive-wise, and we're playing together, and that's the main thing. That's the best thing about it.
Absolutely, and you guys on Saturday get an opportunity to kind of avenge a loss against Arkansas Tech and at the same time honor a big senior class, 7 guys this year. What has that class meant to you personally and your development in this program?
Man, it's going to be different. It's going to be different, man. I love those guys. I love playing with them. Mulkey, especially Mulkey, Noah, RJ, Coleman, Zach, Chris. I'm trying to think about who else. Quaylen, man, those are guys that were me and Micah since freshman year, and they mean the world to me. I love playing with them. I loved playing with them last year and my freshman year, and we went through the up and downs with them, man. They're great people to be around, great teammates to have.
How big is it that you guys were able to clinch a share of the conference title tonight with a win, and you can win it outright with a win on Saturday? What does that say about this program right now?
Man, this program's growing, and that's what we want to do. We want to continue to keep this program growing. We don't want to stay stagnant and be happy with, okay, we got it last year. We want to keep on trying to get better each year and clinch, outright share with the title. That's good, but we want to outright win it, and that's our main goal, and that's what we're trying to focus on.
Well, we'll hopefully be able to do that on Saturday. Jonathan, thanks for joining us. And just a reminder, we'll get on the air at 12:45 on Saturday for SNU and Arkansas Tech. The women will be up first, and then we'll wrap it up with the men right after that. So we'll look forward to seeing you here Saturday at the Sawyer Center for Senior Day. And we'll see you then on Saturday afternoon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.